Hi there, Wendy here, and today we're going to talk about colors for manifesting. We're going to focus on the colors of the 7 main chakras. So we all know them, we all love them, and we will get into a little bit about how they affect us energetically when they're out of balance. Then we're going to talk about ways that we can help in healing them, and then we're going to get into the actual colors and the manifestation properties that they hold. So if that sounds interesting to you, stick around and let's get into it.
Life is a winding road.
Oh, colors. So vibrant, so healing, uplifting, and energizing. The right colors can change even the worst of moods into something brighter and lighter. They can make us happy, playful, and evoke long dormant emotions. Colors can also do the opposite depending on their shade. If they're a little more murky, you won't be so happy. But today we're going to talk about the ways that colors can heal and help us manifest. They're so powerful. There's so many ways that we can make this happen. So let's get started. I decided to use the colors of the 7 main chakras because I wanted to connect the importance of balanced chakras when it comes to manifesting. Balanced chakras are important overall because when they're out of whack, our life will feel out of whack, it'll be out of whack. They are the main energy centers of our body, and that energy is what gives us the ability to live, survive, and thrive, and be successful in all the ways we want to be. So we will start, of course, with the base chakra, the root chakra, aka Muladhara. Okay, so the root chakra, also known as the Muladhara, and I will probably mispronounce these Sanskrit names for chakras. I do apologize ahead of time. It's located at the base of the spine, lower abdomen area. It's where our self-esteem, self-worth, sense of integrity, and our connection to the world begins. It is the link between the external world and our internal energy system. It's also where our motivation, sense of stability, and our sense of security comes from. So when it's out of whack, we won't be feeling like we're thriving. We might be feeling like we're barely surviving. It depends on how out of balance and unhealthy it is at the time. When it is out of balance, we can feel insecure and depressed and anxious, restless, lethargic, very negative, resentful, full of ego, and also aggressive or full of rage. The health issues that can manifest, and these would be chronic as long as the chakra is out of balance and unhealthy, what we would experience would be lethargy, inflammation, and or cramping in the abdominal area, for example, during menstruation, bladder, colon issues, lower back problems, and eating disorders. Crystals are a great way to aid in your healing of any of those chronic health issues I mentioned and wanting to balance and heal your chakra. You can see here some suggestions. General rule of thumb is if it's the same color, it will be great. But you can see also that there are different colored crystals here. So do some research and just see which ones work for you. You can also use your intuition to pick the right crystal for what you're needing at the time. I have done that before with really great success. Crystals are powerful and beautiful and lovely to have around your home, just in general. So let's take a look at the food and spices that would do well for you in your healing process. You can see these are the same color foods as the root chakra, and that's the general rule of thumb again. If it's the same color as your chakra on the healthier side of the dietary scale, then it's likely going to help you out quite a bit. You can see on this list, most of the things are red except for chives. Chives are green. So again, just do some research, follow your intuition, not your emotions, but your intuition, because your intuition always knows what you need. I also want to stress this is not medical advice and not to be meant to be taken in place of whatever medical treatments or advice that you're currently getting. This is just to aid, to help, to enhance your healing as you're doing it already. So now let's take a look at the power of the color red. You can see passion, energy, grounding, invoking confidence, boosting feelings of power, and these are all energies you can use to enhance your manifestation process, depending on what you're trying to manifest. Where will this color help you the most? Job interviews, boosting your confidence, negotiations, working out, getting someone's attention, maybe that special someone. You can see these are all things that you're trying to manifest that you want to have some passion, you want to have some fire behind, and that's where red is really powerful. With red, I would say less is more, the old adage, less is more, because red is a very powerful color. You don't want to overpower other people, but you do want to bring in your sense of confidence, your sense of worth and value, and, help yourself feel empowered when you're going through these sort of situations. Moving into sacral chakra, also known as Swadhisthana, located just below the navel, lower abdomen area, very close, of course, to the root chakra. It's where our creativity, sexuality, feelings of empowerment sit. It helps us to know our value and our worth, keeps us motivated, gives us again that sense of stability and security. Also, it supports our growth and expansion. When it's out of balance, we can feel weak physically and emotionally, depressed, extra sensitive. We can be a bit obsessive in relationships. We'll feel anxiety and we'll feel a loss of control over our own lives. It can manifest as the following chronic health issues: again, lethargy, premenstrual challenges, constantly anemic, chronic lower back or hip pain, and spleen and kidney issues. You'll notice there's some crossover there with the root chakra and the sacral chakra because they're so close to each other, and you'll notice that throughout. Here are some beautiful crystals to help you with healing and getting your sacral chakra back into a balanced and happy, activated state. Even if you don't believe in the healing powers of crystals, it's okay, because having these beautiful ornaments around your home, just looking at them is going to make you feel better. It's going to help you to feel more warm, more positive, and that is going to be very helpful in your healing. So whether you believe in it or not, have them around. If they appeal to you, give them a try. On to the food, one of my favorite parts. Here you can see, of course, lots of orange. Not all of it is orange, carob, vanilla, not orange. But that's what I mean. You can just research and use your intuition when you're in the grocery store. Really go deep into your intuition and just see what draws you. What are the foods that are drawing you? Or what are you even craving right now? You might be craving something that you never really liked before. When I was healing, I used to crave chard and spinach and all of those kind of green things that I never previously liked. But they are much a part of my diet now, and they were very, very helpful in healing. So, something to consider when you're going through this process. And now onto the power of the color orange. You can see creativity, productivity, sexuality, empowerment also brings luck and joy. And you, of course, will notice some crossover between the root chakra and this one, and that's, of course, because of the way that they're located. But anytime you're feeling a lack in any of these, wear some orange. Bring some orange into your life somehow, and you will notice a huge difference over time in these areas. And here we go, when to use wear orange to help with your manifestations, and that's to feel more extroverted. It's a self-esteem booster, it's relaxing, friendly and warm. You can use it to help yourself cope with any emotional distress that you might feel. And all of these things, if you don't feel powered in any of these ways, that can prevent manifestations from coming to fruition, because again, the stronger your energy, the engine of manifestations, the more powerful the manifestation is going to be when it finally comes in. That's why it's so important to understand why these chakras, energy centers, need to be healed in order to be able to manifest the goal you're trying to reach in your life. And now we come to the solar plexus chakra, also known as Manipura, which my autocorrect kept trying to put in as manicure. It's located between the navel and the breastbone. It is our center of personal power, of our ego and strength. It's connected to feelings of aggression, but that goes with that feeling of personal power. It's where our self-confidence and our sense of purpose comes from. When it's out of balance, we can feel fatigued. We can overeat. We'll feel depressed. We will feel stuck with a lack of confidence to move forward. And it could manifest as the chronic health issues, challenges with digestion and digestive disorders, diabetes, hypoglycemia, again, eating disorders, IBS, ulcers, and even issues with liver, pancreas, or colon. And here are the crystals that are really good for helping to heal the solar plexus chakra. You'll notice a crossover with the sunstone from the previous chakra, and that's similar with other stones as well. But I wanted to try and keep things a little bit different for each chakra. These are really beautiful. The lemon quartz, I've never heard of that before, and it was very hard to find a picture of that one on its own, but it looks really beautiful in that ring. So you can wear these crystals as jewelry or just have them in your environment wherever you want them to aid in your healing or just to have them around because they're so beautiful. Food to aid with healing the solar plexus chakra. Some delicious options here, as with the other chakras as well. I love spices. I love turmeric. Turmeric and ginger, great anti-inflammatory aids. And you can't go wrong using any of these foods in your diet while you're working on healing your solar plexus chakra. The power of yellow. I think we can all agree that when we're out in the sunshine, how much better it makes us feel. And you can see here the cheerfulness, it's illuminating, it brings out creativity, keeps us optimistic, and helps us feel self-confident. So having yellow around, being in the sun, anywhere where you can bring yellow into your life is really going to help you with not just the healing, but overall keeping a very optimistic sense about you in life. So to help enhance any of those energies for manifestation, here's when to use or wear yellow. It's when you want to attract opportunities. If you're at work and you've got some brainstorming to do, it can be very helpful. Uplifting moods, not just of yours, but other people, helps to manifest success, and it increases the energy. And remember, whatever vibrations you're putting out, whatever energy you're putting out is going to impact the energy of the people around you. So anytime you want to wear these colors for any of these situations, it will help you to manifest more successful outcomes. And now here we are at the heart chakra, also known as Anahata. It's located in the center of your chest. It's all about love and how you express and receive it. It is where understanding, compassion, empathy, and your emotional maturity reside. It also is the center of forgiveness. When it's out of balance, we can feel stuck in the past, bitter, resentful, unable to hear others and their stories. We can feel judgmental, we'll hold grudges, we will have trust and commitment issues, we could feel lonely and abandoned, and weirdly, we would be putting other people's needs before our own because we don't have a sense of self-love, which is so important. It could also manifest as these chronic health issues, a lowered immune system, so more colds, flus, and infections, heart and lung challenges, palpitations, breathing issues, asthma, blood pressure challenges, and other respiratory challenges. Some amazing crystals that you can use to aid in the healing of your heart chakra. You can see here there's some pink ones, some green ones. My personal favorite, I think, is the rose quartz. I keep it all around my home, and it really has made a difference. It's interesting how you can feel the change in the energy just in your environment when you add different crystals to the space. It's beautiful, and again, looking at them is always going to help you feel better. Who doesn't love staring into the beautiful emerald green abyss? It's definitely very helpful. And now we come to the delicious green foods that I was referring to previously. Kale, spinach, chard, dandelion. I did not know for years that dandelion can be made into a tea or a powder. My daughter makes all kinds of things with dandelion for adding to food for the kids and getting them to eat healthy, even when they don't really know that's what they're doing. Green tea, everybody loves green tea. Well, maybe not everybody, but lots of people. And you can get all types of different green teas, different flavors. And the nettle I find interesting. I tried nettle tea for the first time last year, and you have to be very careful with nettle when you're harvesting it because it does have those pokey little spike things, so you have to harvest it at just the right time. You have to process it just perfectly so that you don't swallow those little stingy things, because otherwise you'll end up with a really sore throat after you drink some nettle tea. But it is very healthy. It's got a lot of health benefits, and this beautiful green is going to be beneficial to your healing process. All right, so here we are with the power of green, the color green. What a beautiful color. As you can see, it's all about growth and renewal. If you think about spring and how it makes you feel, the color is very relaxing and it relieves stress, which is why it's the #1 color used in hospitals. At least I think that's still the case. I haven't actually looked up any sort of stats on that recently. It is a very healing color. It also brings in the energy of abundance, so a very powerful color to have wearing it, or just keeping it on your desk at work if you're going for a promotion, if you're asking for a raise. If you want to create any kind of abundance at all, green is one of the go-to colors that I would use when trying to manifest. Speaking of when to manifest, when to use and wear green. You can use it for healing relationships, enhancing feelings of self-love, attracting prosperity, and of course physical healing as well. One of the beautiful things about the color green is even if you don't have anything clothing wise or you don't have any crystals, trees, grass, anything in nature will really enhance your healing. It will enhance your ability to manifest prosperity. And if you don't have access to anything outside, I always recommend watch a video of nature. There are so many on YouTube and they really, really will enhance that energy. Here we are at chakra number 5, the throat chakra, also known as Vishuddha. I may have said that wrong, I apologize. It's located in the center of our neck. It's where our self-expression, honesty, and truthful communications come from. It's where we can feel empowered to voice our opinions and ideas, and when it's balanced, we actually put less stock in what other people think of us as well. When it's out of balance, though, we can feel anxious. It's going to be hard for us to express our truth. We're going to have a hard time concentrating, and we might have trouble physically speaking, like we'll be tripping over our words, or they'll get stuck in our throat, or it just won't come out right, and maybe some word salad would come out instead. Like there would be a lack of clarity when we try to explain things, and we can't express what we really want out of life. The chronic health issues it can manifest as are sore throats, frequent headaches, dental issues, challenges with thyroid, for an example, nodes on your thyroid, TMJ, and neck pain. Here are some beautiful crystals you can use to aid in the healing of your throat chakra. When I was having troubles with mine, I happened to come across this beautiful heart-shaped lapis lazuli necklace, and so I wore it everywhere. And I did notice a difference. Like I could start to feel the energy in my throat moving around and shifting, and you can even tell by looking at it physically. So these crystals really do work. They can be very, very helpful, and just look how beautiful they are. One of the things I love about food so much, besides the fact that it's delicious, mostly, if I cook it right, is how healing it can be. And again, matching the colors to the chakra color will get you some very definite benefits. My favorite berries, blackberries. I love blackberry pie. But also blueberries, plums, pears, blue corn, melons. There's a ton of foods that work for each chakra. These are just a few that I have found. Coconut water, lemons, sea plants, herbal teas again, and fruit juice. Lemons, it's funny how I went through a phase of drinking lemon water every single day as I was going through this healing. And now I don't really crave it at all because my throat chakra has healed quite significantly. And it's I just find that interesting. To follow the cravings that your body's asking for, follow your intuition, and you'll find that these foods will become more part of your life than maybe they are currently. Now onto the power of the color blue. It brings in stability, reliability, honesty, loyalty, peacefulness, and productivity. One thing to note about colors is the shades. So each shade is going to have a different amount of power with your manifestation, and the brighter the shade, the better the manifestation, the more successful the manifestation. The more murky and sort of muddy kind of colors, not so great for manifesting. So when you're trying to choose something, if you want to choose like a piece of clothing or a crystal, get one that has a nice brightness to it. And just to clarify, I'm not talking about browns or those darker colors not being great for manifestation. Every color has its own beautiful properties. I just mean the brilliance of each color, the brilliance of each shade. So if they're a little more muddy and murky, they won't be as good for manifesting successfully. I hope that's clear. So you want to be wearing or using the color blue when you want to speak your truth, when you want to have clear communication, when you want to increase your concentration, gain some wisdom, or increase your intuition. Blue is a great color to wear when you're in negotiations, when you're maybe at a meeting at work and you need to do a presentation, when you're learning, when you're educating yourself, and also when you're going through a spiritual awakening or you're wanting to become more spiritual. These are all really great times to be wearing or using the color blue. The 6th chakra is known as the third eye chakra, also known as Ajna. is located between your eyebrows. It's where our psychic abilities, self-awareness, and intuition live. This is also where we go to visualize. You can think of it as like having a projector and a movie screen within your own head. When it's out of balance, we can feel confused, disconnected, unable to visualize, maybe some moodiness, unable to reflect inwards and see our role in any challenges we're facing, and we might feel a little bit volatile. It can manifest chronically as eye strain, brow tension, headaches, migraines, blurry vision, and even sinus challenges. Here are some examples of crystals that will help with healing this chakra. Not all of them are the color indigo, which is what represents the third eye chakra, but they won't always be the same color, and I wanted to give a good representation. There is so much information out there about chakras, healing, the crystals, the food, all of the other things that will help with that this video is only giving a very high level of information. I have included links in the description of the sources that I used, and they go way more in depth for each chakra, so go ahead and check those out if you're interested. I do want to make a comment on the nautilus in the lower left, because it's got its own symbolism based on its shape and its purpose that it serves in the world of sea creatures, which is about expansion and growth and just really becoming more aware. So it's great that it's associated with your third eye chakra here too. So here are some foods that will help you with healing, and look at how delicious they look. I think this is one of my favorite graphics of this video. These foods, red cabbage is so great. You can use it in so many dishes, and then there's all that fruit and figs and grapes, plums, really, really good stuff. You'll see more blueberries, that's of course a carryover. Eggplants, they're a beautiful color, but I'm not such a fan. I don't really love them. But as with all natural foods, they have their place, and I do know people who love them. And if you're one of those people, it's only going to help you with healing your third eye chakra. So have at her. Spices, coconut oil, aromath is a flour that you can get in gluten-free bread, or you can get it on its own to make gluten-free breads or cookies. Ginkgo, of course, raw cacao. Lots of people use raw cacao in ceremonies. I haven't yet had that experience, but I'm definitely going to. I know somebody here who does that, and I'm going to go to one of those ceremonies and just see how it works. Lots of interesting and exciting things to do with food and lots of ways to cook it, many different recipes that are available online. Check them out, enjoy, have fun, and play a little bit in the kitchen. The power of indigo, it's all about integrity, enhancing your intuition. It's a very spiritual color, very idealistic, and really helps with introspection. And you can use it to help with your visualization as well. There's a lady named Natalie Ledwell who does mind movies. She's amazing. Check her out. I've put the link below in the description. If you're having troubles with visualization, she will definitely be able to get you onto the right track, as well as this color of indigo. The right time to bring indigo into your world for manifesting is when you want to increase integrity, increase your psychic awareness, bring it into your meditations. If you're a very sensitive person, maybe you're an empath, this can help calm all of that, and it can help strengthen your visualizations, as I had mentioned before. Hold an indigo crystal in your hand while you're meditating, or wear a crystal article of clothing. Even have some artwork or some home decor. Any of that's going to help you. All of that is going to help you. Bring strength into your manifesting process and bring those manifestations in with power. And last, but definitely not least, here we have the crown chakra, also known as Sahasrara. It's located above the crown of the head. It is connecting us to spirit and our higher self. It's known as the gateway to the cosmos. It's where you can bring in white light for healing and energy clearing. It's associated with your thoughts, of course, and depending on who you talk to, it's connected to the color violet and or white, but I've focused on the color violet here. When it's out of balance, we can feel lonely, disconnected from anything earthbound. We can spend too much time in our own heads. We could be closed-minded, feeling unhappy, uninspired, mentally clouded, unclear, and bound to our self-limiting beliefs. And it can also manifest as the chronic health issues of nervousness, being extra sensitive, which is not great when you're already an empath. It can bring in nausea and dizziness and drowsiness because it's, connected to your head. So if you're suffering from vertigo or anything like that, maybe consider some of these options here as far as crystals and foods go for helping to heal that. We've got some lovely crystal options here, as you can see, a few different colors. I love clear quartz, I love selenite. I find both of those to be very powerful, and I have a lot of that in my home. I have a clear quartz that actually was blasted out of the town where I grew up by my brother many years ago. Had I known the value of them then, I would have taken way more than one. He had 2 big buckets full, and I don't know where they are to this day, but what an amazing thing for me to be able to have. I feel very lucky with that. And of course, any or all of these are going to be really helpful for you when you're manifesting. You can hold them in your hands when you're meditating or visualizing. Keep them by your bedside, keep them on your desk, anywhere in your home or environment that you spend a lot of time in, and you'll feel the energy of them. The first time you pick up a crystal, you might feel the vibration of it right then and there, and it's really cool when that happens. With this chakra, food isn't really a tool for helping with healing. Fasting is. If you've been considering trying an intermittent fasting practice, I do highly recommend it for many reasons, but make sure to talk to your medical practitioner before you embark on that. It does help to heal not just this chakra, but depending on how you time it, it also helps to heal us physically, just in general. And by timing it, I mean like how often you fast, for how long do you fast? Because after certain periods of time, different things start to happen in our bodies, and it's pretty cool. I would recommend Dr. Eric Berg to check him out on YouTube because he's very knowledgeable about fasting, and I've been following his work for the last year. When I started fasting, I didn't think I was going to last because I love to eat. But it's been over a year now, and I do intermittent fasting. Every day, I have a short window of time where I eat. I have 1 meal a day, and that works for me. I don't have to cook as often, prepare as much food. I don't have to think about it, and I feel pretty full and satiated, depending on my activity levels at the time. Of course, I might sometimes have a couple of meals within that window, but mostly just 1 meal a day. It's amazing. The power of the color violet brings us into the present. It is full of bliss, ecstasy. It brings us that connection to higher consciousness and higher understanding. And when I say bliss and ecstasy, it's when you're meditating and you're bringing in that light through your crown chakra. That's when it feels very powerful and really amazing. You'll start to notice the healing energy. Bring in that white light. Don't focus just on violet, but also bring in white light. Another thing that you can do when you're meditating and you're bringing that light in through your crown chakra is just see what color shows up, because sometimes it's going to be gold, it might be silver, it could be different depending on what you need. Healing this chakra is going to open your mind and bring in an expansion that is going to blow you away. When to use or wear violet or white? During meditation, when you want to strengthen your intuition, when you want to see clearly, be focused. Use these colors in meditation for energy clearing as well. They're going to be very helpful for you. When you're going through a spiritual awakening, making sure to heal all your chakras, but particularly your crown chakra, is really going to be helpful. And it's going to bring in so much inspiration, so much insight, so much information you didn't know before, but will really help you in this time of your life. You're really going to start to see things from a different perspective, gain new understandings, and because of that, be much happier, much more settled, and much more calm. I really hope you enjoyed this brief rundown of healing and ways to manifest with the 7 chakra colors, and I hope there are some takeaways for you here. I know there's a lot of information online that is helpful and beneficial, so I really want to thank you for stopping in and checking out my video as well. Now, since chakras are the energy centers of our body and energy is what powers the intention for our manifestations, any chakras that are unhealthy and unbalanced are going to affect how those desires and goals manifest. If you find yourself being drawn to certain colors or craving certain types of food, that's a great way to tell which chakra is in need of healing. The crystals and food options I've shown in this video are not exhaustive by any stretch. They're just meant as a starting point for your own exploration if this is new for you. And if it's not new for you, I hope that there was something here that was new for you. At any rate, thank you once again. I really appreciate you being here. Come back for the next video, which is going to be around how energy waves come out of our body, how energy impacts other people, our environment, sort of just how all of that works. Just a very brief overview. And then I'll be posting a video that is affirmations for manifestation. Take care of yourself. I hope things are going well for you, and I hope to see you back here soon. Thank you so much.